Creak on the Stairs by Björg Ægisdóttir, and in my case it was narrated by Di Croft, and in the written word it is translated by Victoria Cribb. It is set in Akranes in Iceland, and that is not altogether too far from Reykjavik. Akranes is a coastal port town, quite small, and it's a sort of place where everyone knows everyone else and everyone knows everyone's business. I listened to this as an audiobook, and for me that was actually excellent because the two main characters, there's Elma, who's the detective who's come over back to her hometown, and there's Elizabeth, who is actually the victim. And I think for me, when I don't quite know how to pronounce, complex names with which I'm not familiar, I tend to do it by syllables and just, try and pronounce it, and then come out with something that probably sounds a bit more like Old Norse in this case. So it was really lovely to really hear how all the names should be pronounced. So Elma has left Reykjavik. She leaves behind her a broken relationship of about 10 years, and she comes to her hometown of Akranes, and she thinks, well, it's just going to be really easy because it's a low-key town, nothing much happens. And in fact, in Iceland they have on average less than one murder per annum, so Akranes this time probably has more than its fair share of dead people turning up. But anyway, so she's getting on with her job, and then the body of Elizabeth washes up at the lighthouse, and at first it's investigated, but it does seem to be that there is foul play. So this is all happening in the here and now. Back in about the 1990s, the background, the childhood of Elizabeth is explored, and for her, she had a very difficult childhood because father died when he was out at sea, and her younger brother also died very early days as a baby. And after that, her mother really went to pieces, and her childhood became pretty tough. What the author does really well is get that sense of setting. So the here and now is set in the lead up towards Christmas. So it's really cold, and she gets that real kind of cold wind, ice, snow. She also gets that sense of a small place that is populated by people where you never really know what goes on behind closed doors. She sets out the narrative, so it takes you along. You have some red herrings, but it's not too quick, it's not too slow. It really guides you to the denouement at the end to see what happened to Elizabeth and why someone might actually want to kill her. So if you're looking for something new, this is the first in the Forbidden Iceland series, then I think The Creak on the Stairs, published by Arenda, I think would be a good one to pick up, and I think it would be very immersive.